So
my
now
God.
what I'm doing is I'm sucking on the tortilla chip because I don't want it to be loud. So I'm sucking on it because I don't want to interrupt the goat. I'm sucking on it. I finish. And then I'm like,
you're just licking the chip with the salt off the chip at this point.
Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
Da-da-da-da. Hi, gal.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Welcome.
Puka in my interview goes, yeah, and it's only week 5. I go, it's week 6. He didn't even know, cutie.
I can't handle him. I just love him so much. He personifies just what it means to be a true, well, I mean, obviously a football player, the way he plays, that he'll do anything for the betterment of the team. I'm so glad he's okay, by the way, going back into your game. And we will talk about that in a moment. But just the joy that this guy has, like, you just can't help but like want to be happy when you're around him. And with that, I hope we, can do the same for you guys weekly on the Calm Down podcast, a place of joy, a place of community, and just the love of not only football, but life, independent of when we're bitching about things, which I will get to a few gripes that I have.
Hey.
All will be relatable, I think, because this is what this podcast is hopefully about, is that when you listen to some stuff, you're like, it happens to me too. It's kind of like pumping on the products. So I got a question. If anyone else is going through this, products and perfumes, there's a real racket going on there. Also got a gift card scam that I need to expand upon. We got to talk about week 6, not week 5 of the NFL season. Week 6, as we record this podcast on a Monday, there's 2 Monday Night Football games, so we will not be able to expand upon that, but you get the point. Erin was in Baltimore. I was in New York. Lots to get to. Start us off. Go, gal.
Can I also start a new segment on our show called a Larry David-ism? It's something I do with my producer, Richie Zions, because, Charissa lived it with Larry David, just knowing the certain things and then it comes, but it's like things that you see on Seinfeld or Curb. It's such a Larry David-ism. I have one that happened with me this weekend with Tom Brady, and I told my whole crew about it at dinner and they were dying. And so I want to share it. So let's do our Larry David-isms every week.
One of them is the pump. One of them is the actual pump. Okay, so setting the scene here, this was, I don't know, you guys, because I don't watch Curb. It was however many years ago that I guess Curb had taken a hiatus, like he had taken a year off maybe or 2. I don't know. Okay. Ryan, if you know, fill me in. And so then he was coming back, and it was the first episode he was coming back on, and he had my girlfriend Sarah and I over for dinner because she was in town. And so we're eating dinner. And he's like, are you going to watch the show tonight? And I'm like, Larry, I don't watch the show because I always like to get like the real version of Larry, whatever. Okay, fine. Didn't watch the show. He's like, come on, it's coming back. You're going to like it. So we go back home to my house. Sarah was staying with me. And I was like, all right, we'll be supportive of Larry. Let's turn on the episode when it comes on. And the opening scene is Larry in the shower trying to get the shampoo out, but the pump doesn't work. Okay. And so it's that thing where you're pumping and you're like,
we
why
know
is
that.
This
Yeah,
I know, which by the way, which will ties back at the end about you and I testing it out for somebody. So I'm like, this is so relatable because I'm like, no wonder people like this show because it's all shit that happens to all of us. But it just happened to me upstairs. So I go for a run. I take a shower. I'm putting on cozy clothes because I just plan on being here tonight. And I'm doing my face routine and all this kind of stuff. I've got this new, not cheap, as you like to say serum. I like when you say it.
You say serum.
I know. And I also am in trouble for saying Jaguars. People keep being like, it's Jaguars. I'm like, no, it's not Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Okay?
The Jaguars.
I must have gotten three or four
I didn't
different
know that.
DMs.
Relax.
People are up in
Calm
my
down.
shit saying I'm saying Jaguars wrong. I'm like, what? I don't work at
Jaguars.
the zoo. Okay. Well, I think that's probably right. I'm emphasizing the wires, Jaguars, instead of Jaguars.
You also say serum.
I do say serum. Okay?
It's cute.
Anyways, so here we are, back to the topic at hand. I'm putting on the serum. serum. And it's not coming out. And I just got it. The bottle it's first of all, it's only this big to begin with. And there's that much left. I'm pumping. It's not coming out. Now, they don't give me the option to unscrew it so I can dig into there. No, because it's a certain kind of bottle that's it's like locked or something. And I'm like, this is a conspiracy. Because now they're going to make me buy this shit again. And it's really expensive. And I noticed this with a couple of my perfumes, that the little spritz thing isn't spritzing out. And there's a lot of perfume left. And so I'm like, is this a real hack that not a hack? Is this some sort of manufacturers are like, hey, we're going to make this difficult?
That's a Larry David-ism.
It is. And so I'm like, God damn it. I don't want to not use this. But now I literally had thought about it. I was like, do I go downstairs and get a hammer to break open the serum bottle thing? Because it's in this fancy glass deal. So I can scrape it out. And then my luck, I'll cut my hand on it. Now we got bandages. I'm trying to get the serum out. And it's a whole racket. I just want to smell good and look young. And I buy the products and they don't work. The pumps are broken. Steve, is that you?
Hey.
Oh, Steve, do you know what I'm talking about?
I totally get what you're saying, and I can't believe you finally brought this up.
You know I'm recording the podcast. What are you doing? You were quiet. That's why I knew you were here. Go ahead.
So my Larry David-ism for the week is, I fly across the country. Great. I deserve a medal. No one said I did. But I go early in the morning to get to Baltimore. Fabulous. 7:55 a.m. We'll get to that afterwards. Have the breakfast on the plane. Then we land. Then I got another hour and a half drive because I really flew to DC. Perfect. Great. Incredible. My crew is already having their meeting when I walk in. So I quickly throw my stuff in the room. I haven't eaten since the morning. I barely had any water or anything. I'm like, when we get to our meeting room, there's chips and guac. That's something Troy started back in the day. There's salsa. There's some cookies, gluten-free cookies for Kev. It's a whole setup. Got a lot of beverages. Really excited. Well, I walk in and Tom Brady is doing a whole session, film session. And he's talking about offenses and it's great. It's great shit. It's awesome to watch this. So it's like
Tom Brady breaking down
the pinching yourself. And my whole crew's invested. Well, I'm walking in and he's talking and I'm like, hi guys, sorry. And I just sit down in my chair. I'm watching this. It's great, but I'm so hungry. Really hungry. And I look over and the guac and chips are out. And I always have the guac and chips. And now I really need the guac and chips. So I'm in there for about 15 minutes and I'm like, I don't think TB would be mad at me if I got up. So I get up quietly and he's like, and then this guy's supposed to go this way, but he doesn't block. So then this center's here and the center can't make the call. The quarterback needs to make the call. So I'm like, I'm walking. But then I'm in the squeaky shoes. I'm in the tall, squeaky shoes. And I'm like, shit. So then I get to the chips. It's so quiet in there because our crew is obsessed with what Tom is saying, as they should be. I'm grabbing the metal tongs to get the chips and they're making noises going down. It's so quiet in there. I dig the spoon into the guac and it goes, I throw it on my plate. It makes the guac dump sound. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, how the hell am I going to get to my seat without the goat knowing? And so I'm like, quiet. My shoes are so loud. I'm like, please don't drop this. I sit down. Well, now I sit down. I don't want to be the one crunching.
You can't do the crunch.
I'm going to call them out now. Pete Macheska and Rich Russo at our Terranea meetings when you're opening those stupid little candies. It drives me crazy. So I don't want to be the one crunching while the goat is up there talking about this guy. And then if he wraps it around, I used to love when Julian did that, or I love when Gronk did that. And people are like, yeah. They're not. They're being quiet. So now what I'm doing is I'm sucking on the tortilla chip because I don't want it to be loud. So I'm sucking on it because I don't want to interrupt the goat. I'm sucking on it. I finish. And then I'm like,
you're just licking the chip with the salt off the chip at this point.
And then I'm like, I'm really thirsty. And the water is right behind him where he's talking and I got to go get it. So anyways, we leave the film session. We all go to dinner. I sit next to him. He goes, how was your week? How was your flight here? And I go, I got to tell you something that happened to me. I was so hungry and you're talking and I didn't want to interrupt you. And he goes, oh, you could have. It's okay. And he goes, listen, when you're hungry, you only have one problem. When you're full, you have a lot of problems. He goes, so you should take, I probably just butchered that whole thing. And I was like,
Tom, adorable.
I love you so much. I just wanted to eat the tortilla chips.
It's so great though when you're sitting there and you're like, I don't want to be, and then it's because you're trying so hard not to be loud that everything you do is loud. Oh my God.
That's when
so
you're hungry, creeping.
Jesus. I probably should go back and watch some of those shows now that I think about it, because everyone will reference stuff like, all the different random things. The one at your wedding when he ran into the window, and then the airplane, and then it all ends up back in shows. It's too good. Anyways, I like that though. We're gonna have a Larry Dave, or whatever our segment, we'll coin it Larry David-isms or something when they
you guys come up with it.
And when you guys are listening, if you have some moments, make sure you write into us about them, because I'd love to hear them. Hysterical. All right. So you, obviously, as you just illustrated, you flew across country. You were working the Ravens-Rams game. Ravens, 1-5. What?
Hate that. I hate it for anyone. I hate anyone that loses. You know how much goes into it. You just see these guys hitting the crap out of each other. They don't want to have, that record. Oh, I hate it. Sucks.
Hate it.
Hate it.
Lamar supposed to be back in a week, maybe misses one more week. They have a bye, and then hopefully supposed to be back after the bye. I know we have them for a Thursday night game in Miami. I'm not sure exactly what week that is, but but Rams continue to roll. Anything else from sideline situation?
Yeah, a couple of things.
Stores?
You mentioned Puka earlier. What a guy. I mean, if you want to smile and love life, watch him in that sit-down interview. What a great kid.
Yep.
He's just so sweet. And then
Al texts me.
Go ahead.
Sorry to interject.
No.
Al texts me. He goes, wait, did Erin just say that Puka went to Air One? He's like, Puka hates vegetables. And I was like, well, there's more things at Air One than just vegetables. But Al Michaels, it's well documented that he doesn't ever eat vegetables. Doesn't even want to see them on his plate. Like, won't eat anything that's, touches a vegetable, or anyways, even comes near his other food. And Puka doesn't eat vegetables either, I guess.
I didn't know that.
In the interview, when he said Air One, then Al, of course, my phone lit up and he's like, wait a minute, what's he doing at Air One? And then it was cute. So anyways.
Have a professional athlete that's absolutely crushing it in the NFL right now, and you just think like they know the world so well, and he admits, like, I just go home and play video games. He goes, now I go to Lakers games, Dodgers games. I've even tried Air One. And it's like, you're hilarious. Like, what a cute guy.
Cute.
Yeah. So there's that. I also want to give a little shout out to Kobe Turner. I got a chance to talk to him for the first time on the D line for the Rams. This was a conversation I was doing before I went to dinner with my husband. I had it, on speakerphone. I'm writing everything down. Jarrett's coming in and out of the room. He's stopping. He's listening. And at one point at the end of a conversation, I said to him, or a question, where did you learn to be this thoughtful? Because these answers are so inspiring. I want to be a better person. I mentioned it to Sean McVay on our conference call. He goes, don't you feel like a piece of shit after you talk to him? I said, I looked at my husband. Kobe Turner said to me, or no, he didn't say piece of shit. He goes, don't you feel like a degenerate? I said, yes. When I asked Kobe about that, he goes, well, my mom and dad, I'd have to thank them, but also my wife. I looked right at Jarrett and I go, I need to be a better wife. Then I had a chance to meet her at the game. She was on the sidelines and I just said, come here, let me give you a hug. Because any man that speaks that highly of their wife and credits her for being the person, that's a good woman.
Amazing.
Shout out to the Turners.
Shout out to the Turners. Also, he was on The Masked Singer. Did you know that? He's got a great voice and is very musically inclined. But yeah, good people. So sweet. I love that you chatted with him. What a little gem. And speaking of being nice, that brings me to Jaxson Dart, because I was so impressed with him.
Tell me everything.
So Thursday night game, you got the Giants, you got the Eagles, the reigning champs coming in. You got an NFC East divisional matchup for those people that don't follow football. There's 4 teams in each division. It's a rivalry game. It's all this stuff. I don't know the exact distance, but Philly's not that far from New York. So you've got a ton of Philly fans in the stands at MetLife. Jaxson Dart's making his 3rd start. He is 1-1 at this point. They beat the Chargers. They had lost to the Saints the week before. Going up against the Eagles. No one gave him a chance to win. Admittingly, I didn't. It was like, we have to pick our games pick the game before, like, who we think's going to win. Everyone said Eagles. Okay, fine. Go in.
And it was
dominate.
A nice night, you said. You said it was a cool, gorgeous night. Great.
Beautiful night in,
Love it.
I mean, it's technically New Jersey, but in the greater tri-state area. Beautiful, beautiful night. And
94 miles between New York and Philly, Ryan said.
Thank you, Ryan. So it's great. Love this matchup. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Let's see what this rookie has. Also, rookie Cam Scatterbo, 3rd round pick out of Arizona State. I mean, this guy, they just start taking over. And we're like, oh my God, is this just like a first half thing? And then the Eagles are going to make adjustments and then come back out. Nope. The Giants win. I think the final was 34-17. Cam Scatteroo had 3 touchdowns, doing backflips. And so we obviously put in the request with PR to have both Jaxson and Cam up to the set. This is the first primetime game for them. So they both come up. Jaxson Dart comes up to the set. We're not on camera yet. And he looks me right in the eye. He shakes my hand. He said, "It's very nice to meet you, ma'am." And I was like, first of all, I am at the ma'am portion of my program, but it's so nice. And, and not, look, it's not an indictment on anyone else. Not everyone does that. No. It's just sort of like, let me hurry up and get to my seat and get this sort of over with or whatever. Couldn't have been more intentional. Couldn't have been more thoughtful. And I said, "Oh my God, you are so kind." And then I gave him a hug because I'm like a hugger and people are probably like, "Hey, relax, lady." So he sits down and he's so sweet. And then his mom and his dad were off to the side.
I loved it.
And so then, I asked them a couple questions. They couldn't have been more proud of him. And then he was like, can I ask a question? I was like, of course. And so then, of course, he asked Ryan Fitzpatrick about the whole take the shirt off. We get it. Okay. If anyone hasn't seen it, it's adorable. Cam Scatteroo takes his shirt off. It's a thing that Ryan Fitzpatrick always does. And okay, got it. But as he's leaving, again, cameras are off, not on air. Shakes my hand again. "Thank you so much for having us." And I was just like, you know what? Like, his parents raised him the right way. And I hope that whatever happens in his career, the fame, being in New York, if he has got anything to say about it, the success that will follow, I hope he never loses that. Because I'm like, oh my God, you're so kind. So anyways, in the world of shout outs to polite people, to the Dart family for raising their son the right way, and for Kobe Turner and talking about his wife is a big influence in that, as well as his parents, is really sweet. So that's why, people are always like, "Oh, who do you root for?" And I'm like, I root for individuals in this profession that we have. And like to see people have success. And again, I know there's a long runway of his career in front of him. But just a polite young man.
That's why I believe it's so hard to see people lose, because we know players on both sides of the ball, and we get to meet their parents. I've gotten to see Jaden Daniels' mom at several games now, and just I've said to her, like, any tips for raising a respectful, well-mannered, just good guy, because Jaden is, and he's been so great to get to know this year. That's why it's really hard. I hate when players lose, because you just know what goes into it, and they're such good guys.
Yeah. So week 6 in the NFL continues to roll. Baker and the Bucs doing their thing. Seattle picked up a win against the Jets. Seattle used to be known for, playing at home. No one could come into that stadium and win. The 12th man, it was, very well documented, and rightfully so. Like, they don't lose at home. They have won 9 straight, obviously dating back to last year, on the road. Like, now they play so well away from Seattle, and not saying that they, the couple of their losses have been at home, but I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. And then obviously I believe there was 3 West Coast teams that had a 1:00 start and had to travel east, and they all won. So this idea of like going east, I don't know. It's all changed, and every year is different, but I just thought that was interesting. So Seattle continues to roll. Who else do we have? Oh my God, Fred Warner going down. Speaking of guys that are so wonderful.
No.
I was so bummed. We were texting about it right when it happened. I hate seeing that. And this San Francisco team is already depleted. Nick Bosa was out for the year.
Yeah.
George Kittle's coming back, but then, Brock Purdy. This team has continued to perform at a high level in spite of all these injuries. And then seeing a guy like Fred Warner go down, especially for the year, is such a bummer.
I know.
He's good for the league. He's great with that, as a captain of that team. So I hate seeing that. And I wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah,
so
we love you, Fred.
We do. So the goods and the bads of the NFL, and I know it's part of the game, but you never want to see it.
I hate it. It's the worst part of the game. As much as I love it, it's the worst. Hey, Ryan just put a note up, and this is your Thursday game. Rodgers and the Steelers, 4-1. It's fun. Do you feel like it's getting talked about enough? I don't think I am. I do.
No, because I don't think people believe that's like it's a sustainable thing. So they're 4-1, and it is my Thursday night game. I've got the Bengals and the Steelers in Cincinnati. They're 4-1 for the first time since 2020. No, you said 4-1.
Okay.
4-1 for the first time since 2020.
What else you got for me?
I'm just excited. Normally we have a production call on Monday, and we always get the guys. We have to move it this week because of some schedule stuff. But I just love hearing what the guys' early thoughts are on the game. So, but as for my own diagnosis of whatever diagnostic of this situation is. The Joe Flacco thing is so interesting, right? Trading for him and having him come in against Cincinnati or as the Cincinnati starting quarterback. Yep. It's the AFC North. It's a divisional game. And I'm just excited to see we haven't had a Pittsburgh game. So him even in a Steelers uniform. I'm going to dive in obviously this week on a bunch of research and stuff like that. But another game, another week in the NFL, and storylines are aplenty. So I'll be headed to Cincinnati. Where are you going? You're going to Philly this week?
I'm going to Dallas, my home, away from home. We haven't been there this year.
Oh, why did I think you were going to Philly? Oh, in a couple of weeks, you're going to Philly next week.
Going to Philly next week, yes.
Yeah, for that Giants, because the Giants and Eagles already play again. Okay, so who does Dallas have this week?
Dallas has the Commanders, so we'll see how Washington does tonight. And then, we'll see. That'll be interesting. Dallas, man, Dak is just lighting it up, but
I was in Dallas briefly, just for a couple hours. I flew from New York to Dallas
your
to
schedule.
sit down.
Tell people what your schedule was. That was bananas what you did.
No, I love this shit. It is such a gift. It is such a gift to be able to work, yes, for both Amazon and for Fox, but I love sit-down interviews. And I know you do too. It's such a big part of our job that we love, because you get to see these players a lot more than I do. I mean, yes, I know for Amazon we're out there, but I'm not on the calls with them like you are throughout the week, because pre and post they don't do that like the game crews do. So got to sit down with George Pickens and Javonte Williams. George Pickens, for anyone that doesn't know, wide receiver one for the longest time, and not the longest time, couple years in Pittsburgh. He's actually in the last year of his rookie deal right now with the Cowboys, but kind of got, and he admittedly, he said this, kind of got, a rap of being high maintenance and a little bit immature and stuff. Mike Tomlin, who doesn't call a lot of guys out, he called out George Pickens for being immature, said he needed to grow up. And when I talked to George Pickens about it, he was like, yeah, he's right. I was immature. I was just frustrated. He wanted the ball. They were going through a quarterback carousel. Anyways, like most receivers, let's just be honest, like AJ Brown's dealing with this right now. There's a lot of guys that, and I feel bad for like a guy like Garrett Wilson. Like Garrett Wilson's in New York, and it's like, this is a guy, they want the ball. That's how they make a living. If they don't get the ball, they don't get these big contracts. Anyways, I could go on and on. Point is, George Pickens gets a second chance here in Dallas. Javonte Williams had a bad injury, tore up his knee in 2022 with the Broncos, now in Dallas. And, the number one offense, I don't know what it is now today based off of yesterday's performance, because they lost to the Panthers. But shout out to the Panthers. That's an organization that has continued to try to find their footing for the last couple of years. And Bryce Young, his maturation at the quarterback. But they got a win yesterday against the Cowboys. But those two gentlemen, I'm excited to see them have continued success, and I hope that it does continue for both of them, because they said they felt very rejuvenated by being in Dallas and what it meant for them to have the star on their helmet and the responsibility that they feel because Jerry took a chance on them and brought them in. And also, I just thought it was funny to wrap this thing up because the podcast is over, is that George Pickens was like, I remember watching Dak when I was growing up, and I'm like, I forget Dak's been in the league for 10 years. Like that, I was like, oh my God, like watching Dak growing up, like he was like, an old man. But anyways, so a lot of football left to be played. But one of the many reasons I love doing this job is because I get to sort of pull back the curtain on these guys' stories. So
Cowboys number 2 in total offense this season after yesterday. Jesus, and they still lose. That's crazy.
I know. They got to figure out that defense. That defense was going into that game was last in total defense. So I mean, again, this is the NFL. Every week it's
so good.
You never know.
It's so good.
So, a couple other things we wanted to get to real quick that were on our mind. You loved the Ravens in stadium entertainment and their dedication to a couple of different things, in particular, crucial catch. Though.
Yeah. So M&T Bank Stadium, obviously, is a great place. Night games are really fun there. They get into it there. And yesterday, obviously, our game was at 1:00. Good time. Kind of weird weather. Thank God the rain stayed away. But it was nice to put a jacket on, which felt cool. It is crucial catch month in the NFL. And it's bringing awareness to breast cancer and so forth. And we love so much that the NFL does that. See guys with pink cleats on and so forth, and other cancers as well. it's all about preventative screenings and getting your checkup.
Early detection.
Early detection, which I'm big into. Oh my God. Can I give a shout out to the Ravens in-game entertainment? The whole first half, I'm just emotional. They had, the flag comes out, the American flag with survivors, with people who have beaten cancer or maybe still have cancer. They take it out there and they're all in their pink Crucial Cat shirts and they're all walking past me and I'm, clapping for them and so forth. Then during one of the breaks where we're not on camera, it's a commercial break, they show on the Jumbotron this little girl and she's this healthy little girl and her whole story and she's a big Ravens fan. Then she gets diagnosed. Then they show the pictures of her diagnosis. Then you see her decline in the hospital. And then you see her going through everything. Then they say she's beaten it. I'm going to get emotional now. Then she walks out of the tunnel and she rings the cancer bell in the middle. I'm standing on the Rams sideline and all the players are watching this little girl ring this bell that she's in remission and they start clapping. I'm a mess. Then here we go.
Sweet.
Next break, they play the Lady Gaga song that we got to be a part of at Super Bowl, Hold My Hand.
Yeah.
At that moment, everyone in the crowd puts I am fighting for and who in their life has cancer.
God.
And the coaches are doing it and everybody, and they're playing the Lady Gaga song and I am just in fetal position on the ground, 10-yard line, because you see the signs go up for everyone, cameramen, everybody. It's like, holy shit. Great job, Ravens in-game entertainment. It was so powerful.
And I don't need to tell you this as somebody who overcame cancer. The idea that every single person in your life knows someone that has had cancer is... It's terrible. It's terrible that we don't know one. I don't know one person on this planet. I mean, maybe there is, but I know of the people I know everyone knows multiple people that have been affected by it. And it's so heartbreaking. But then conversely, in the heartbreak, having those stories of overcoming it and beating it and being in remission. And especially with the little kids, as I've spoke about a lot with my niece and just I don't know how those pediatric nurses do that. That's for another day and angels on earth. But yes, that is just a beautiful tribute. And thank God there's, initiatives
wild.
like this though.
Yeah.
That
thank God.
So
go get checked.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I got to bring something up. Early detection. You're not there in your life. I had to go do an event the other day and it was for early detection and, it was for colon cancer. And obviously my story isn't colon cancer. Mine is early detection for cervical, but really early detection, just go get checked.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. And they've actually lowered the age. You were always supposed to go get checked for a colonoscopy at 50.
Yeah.
Now they've lowered it to 45. I'm 47. And now I'm just so I'm there, I'm talking to this group that's this health provider that they offer a blood test now if you can't schedule a colonoscopy, because look, you take a day and a half, 2 days maybe to go through it and all that, the prep and all that, which is, a lot, but not when you're trying to,
you're doing it for good reason.
Yeah. So now they provide this blood test. So I'm sitting there talking to these, doctors that are providing it. And they're like, have you done it yet? I said, no, it's the one test I know I need to do. And they're like, here's the blood test. Why don't you take it home? Go do it. So now I've convinced myself. I've got it. I'm 47. This is an issue. I come home. Jared goes, how was the event? I go, well, I have colon cancer. And he's like, what? And I go, I'm supposed to have taken the test. It's been 2 years. I need to. I call our doctor that you and I have. And I'm like, how? Oh, I got to get this done. She goes, okay. We'll get it done. We'll do
then why don't we
vials.
do it together? Why don't we do it together? It's easier to have a partner.
Yeah. This is the big thing with it. It's just all these ages lower when they recommend that you should be getting a mammogram, colonoscopy. It's you really should be doing it. And it's getting the message out and making sure your health providers know that as well. It's wild.
I know. And I advocate for this if you can. And I understand there's a financial component to it, but we spend a lot of money on things that don't involve our health. And so those pre-nuvo scans or anything that are just all steps in the direction of, and I know it's not foolproof on any of this stuff, but I need to do the colon, I need to do that. And I also need to do a mammogram. I haven't done that in maybe 2 years, maybe.
I got to get on you to do it. You'll be good.
All right, you
It's
guys.
really been
Well, I mean,
uplifting.
look, when you're here in the Calm Down community, we really have a wide range of topics.
Oh
but
my
no,
God.
it is. It's
You need to
important
go to
as
the
sun is
doctor.
just blaring in. I need to put sunscreen on to do the podcast. But yeah,
the Mariners.
No.
Can we talk about some good
Mariners.
news?
Come on, Kathy Thompson. I'm
Tell
so
that story.
excited. Okay. This is so bright. It's like I'm having like what you have when it's like the sun
I know. I had
changes
to
and we
move
have
already.
Move over. It's fine. Okay, quick story. So grew up, born and raised in Seattle. Huge Mariners fan growing up. Ken Griffey Jr., the number 24, I always loved. I still bet on a blackjack table, black 24, because of Ken Griffey Jr. along with 21, Dion, 23 red, Michael Jordan. Anyways, we get it. Love the Mariners growing up, but they never, honestly, they didn't live up to what potential they should have had considering the amount of stars that they had. Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez, Joey Cora, all of these guys. Okay, anyways. So here we are. It's been 24 years since the Mariners have advanced to the ALCS. Anyone that doesn't know baseball, the ALCS is the American League Championship Series. If you win that, then you go on to the World Series. The only professional Major League Baseball team that has never been to the World Series is the Mariners. So before the ALCS is the ALDS. It is the deciding game. You either winner goes on to the ALCS or loser goes home. It goes into 15 innings.
It was so dramatic.
Steve and I are there. My mom, who is a diehard Mariners fan, like for the last decade, no joke, you guys, she has watched every Mariners game because when my grandma was still alive, my mom wanted my grandma to have something to do every day and not sit there in a nursing home and be bored. So they would watch the Mariners together. The Mariners have not been good for a while. So my mother has really put in some sweat equity on this team. Anyways, she happens to be on vacation in Italy. This woman never leaves the States. And now she's over with my dad on vacation, waking up at 2:00 in the morning so she can watch these games. And I call her after they win this, marathon of a game, 15 innings. It was just like on the edge of our seat. She's crying. She's crying. She's like, I can't believe they did it. I can't believe it. And I was like so happy for her. Anyways, so now here we are last night, Sunday night, first game of the ALCS against the Blue Jays. They win. I'm like, let's go. So it's a 7-game series. If my mother gets to go and watch the Mariners in the World Series, I think it'll be one of my greatest joys in life. Aww. It was like when my dad got to see Tiger Woods win the Masters. I was like, at this point in our lives, like we can buy our parents stuff, we can whatever. The joy that comes from sports, and it's why we love it so much, is like I can't manufacture that for them. But if I'm able to, I will drain my bank account and get her the best seats at Safeco for the World Series if they can make it. I'm just like, please make it for my mom, because she asks for nothing in life but the Mariners to win the World Series or even get to the World Series. I'm sure she would be elated. So go Mariners. But yeah, I'm really excited for her. So I hope it all
I do too.
Works out.
Let's go, Kath.
Go, Kath, go.
Also, since we're shouting out so many things, there was a gentleman, I talked about the flight that I went on to DC, and then, it's a long one. It's a 5-hour. It was early in the morning. I think I was at the airport by like 6:45. And it's one of those where it's like, I get through TSA. I'm good to go. I'm packing everything up and I'm walking. And this guy goes, Erin, and I don't know him. And I said, yeah, look like crap.
Stop.
Holy crap on a cracker. Is that what
what's that from?
Kaylee Cuoco says in the Big Bang Theory commercial? Holy crap on a cracker. Anyways, I look like that. Anyways, this guy goes, Erin, I said, yeah. He goes, you left your phone inside the bin at TSA. I run back and I said, thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Because I was about to get on the plane. And he goes, yeah, you may need that this weekend. So shout out to that angel at TSA that saw it and told me, because that would have been a rough 5-hour flight.
Dude. I lost my wallet. I think, was that like a year ago I lost my wallet? And I had like, losing my wallet. I eventually ended up finding it. But like, I'd rather lose my wallet every day of the week. Losing your phone.
But you didn't lose it, right?
I didn't lose it. It was actually in my car in like this weird spot. But anyways, it's that question of like, would you rather lose your phone or your wallet? I'd rather lose my wallet any day. Your phone is like your lifeline to everything, which is shitty that that's the case. But think about it. Like even like the other day when I'm going to get my boarding pass, like it's your boarding pass. Yeah. It's your everything. I don't need to explain to people at home what a
your
phone,
contacts,
phone is good for.
Yeah.
It's also even your wallet. Like you can use your phone as to pay for shit. So yeah, losing your phone. Oh God, what a nightmare. I left my phone one time in a cab in New York when I was living there. That's the worst. You ain't getting that thing back.
No.
Not in a cab.
No.
Because in Uber, then you're like, but I can't track down the Uber because I don't have the phone. Anyways, reminder, when you're getting out of any car or the TSA, look back. Do I leave anything?
Angel,
we just got to leave it here. You know?
Yeah.
We got a big week. Good luck with your week, gal. I sure do love you. And
I'm going to hose down my luggage tonight. Hose it down.
Wait, quickly, before we go, that is something, okay, I saw, you guys, I have a thing. Why? I was watching this, of course, in like the deep dive of like, I don't know, it's not even a deep dive. I don't know why I'm being dramatic. On like a video that like scrolls onto the next page on Instagram or whatever. And, you know, this girl's like doing, get ready or, you know, going on a trip. I'm packing my luggage. And this is how I pack and stuff. The luggage is on her bed. I'm like, no. Those wheels, where have those wheels? You've wheeled them into a bathroom. You've wheeled them you've wheeled them on sidewalks, everything. The amount of dirt that are on those wheels. And guys, even when you pick up that luggage to put it on the TSA line, sometimes you're grabbing those wheels to sling it into the old bin.
Yep.
And so she had it on her bed. And I was like so grossed out. I was like, no, don't take that suitcase off the bed. I don't like it. So, and then I was like thinking about how dirty our bags are. And you, before we jumped on here, you were like, I got to hose down my luggage. How do you do that?
I'm because I kind of keep a lot of stuff still in my carry-on. Like I keep my travel face wash and my travel lotions and I still have it in there so I don't have to do anything. I took everything out. I'm going to take it outside on the balcony. I'm going to spray the inside with Lysol and I'm going to spray the outside. And you got to wipe that handle down because that handle's nasty as hell.
Yep.
I'm going to wipe the wheels down, even though the wheels don't matter. But it's just good to hose it down.
The wheels do matter. They do matter. I understand they're going to get dirty again, but I'm telling you, when I think about slinging that bag up there, sometimes you got to grab onto the old wheel to get a little leverage.
I know. I did a real doozy, check in with our weekly changing in the bathroom. We had a good 2 hours, which was a long time. It was nice to be able to change and take my makeup off, but a 2-hour delay is a lot. It was like by an hour 20, we were like, oh my God, we're going to die. And then
you've already had the food, you've already had the drink, you've already done like the recap on the game, and now you're like, let's go, get on the plane.
So I went to go change and the airport bathrooms weren't great. It wasn't the best. It was pretty old and nasty. So I just was like, you know what? I'm good. There weren't a lot of people there. I didn't go into a stall. I just opened it up in the center. I left a stall open at the end so that could be my changing room. But I was like, so I wouldn't be closed off. And if anyone came in and said there's a mysterious, if you see something, say something. There's a mysterious luggage, open up. Yeah, that was a new one for me, but I was just over it at that point.
Ugh. I don't have any shame when it comes to that stuff. I'm just like, if the bathrooms are full or like, you know what I mean? Like I know.
So you would fully change in a public restroom and just not care? I don't know. I need like a little coverage.
Not like right in the middle because no one asked for that. No one needs to, I don't need to subject them to like my, inability to be embarrassed by anything. No, that's not it. I just don't care if it's like, if there wasn't anyone in the bathroom and I was like doing a quick, like off in the corner, like I'm going to do a quick pants swap kind of thing. But no, I'm not stripping down. Like, I mean, again, like relax, lady. There's reasons there's doors. But if there's no one in there and it's a low traffic area, for example, like the airport lounge bathrooms, depending on when you fly, you can get in and out of there, pretty unscathed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, gal, we're doing it. I look like it's week 17 already. Like,
I still have my hair from yesterday.
Cozy and ready to settle in for some games this evening and all the things.
I'm excited to see where this serum takes me,
All roads lead back to the serum. That is, if you can get it out of the goddamn, container.
You're not wrong.
I'm telling you, I'm onto you guys. You manufacturers, you're trying to get one by me. It ain't going to work. Oh, you know who else is trying to pull a fast one? Last story. Then I'll let you go. I've said that 3 times and 3 stories ago.
I'm having a great time.
These gift cards. Hey, PSA, we got a gift card situation, okay? My mother, my sweet mother, Kathy, Mariners, loves it. Go. I get her a gift card. This was for Christmas or something like that. She has this garden. She loves the garden. So I get her Home Depot gift cards. I buy them at a CVS where, they got the big spin around thing of all the different gift cards.
That's always a stop for me at Christmas time.
You need a second gift, or you don't know what to get. Not that I didn't know what to get her, but who doesn't love a gift card? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get her like $1,000 worth of gift cards, okay? Because when Kathy goes to Home Depot, she's buying those, the tulips, the rhododendrons, mulch bags, So she's so sweet. This is at my grandmother's funeral, by the way. She brings this up and I was like, oh my God, as if we're not already sad enough, Kathy. She's sitting there and now Kathy's had a couple glasses of wine and she goes, Christmas was 6 months ago. She goes, I got to tell you something. I go, oh God, no. Like thinking like something happened at the funeral that some drama. She goes, those gift cards you gave me, they didn't work. And I go, what? What do you mean the gift cards I gave you didn't work? I go, what gift cards? Because now it's so far removed from my memory. She goes, the ones at Christmas for Home Depot? I went to Home Depot. Go to use them and they said, ma'am, these have already been used. I said, what? She said, yeah, apparently this has been going on where people will go into the CVS. There's like a little pocket that you can pull open and see a number. And so people will write it down and then they'll just put the gift card back on the thing and they take the number and somehow it activates. There's a whole scam going on. I don't know how it is. I don't know what happens. But so then whatever I had done when I purchased those gift cards, the number had already been used. And so it said that it was void and wasn't, whatever, didn't have any value on it. And I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah.
And you don't have the receipt for that.
And I don't keep a receipt for that. When they do that, here's the verification. I'm like, I don't have the verification. Hold on to that. Yeah, exactly. Tell me about it. All these receipts they want me to hold on to. Anyways, so just be careful of this happened to my mom before. My mom was probably thinking I'm trying to scam her. I bought an iPhone off Amazon and she's using the iPhone and then all of a sudden it's like keeps shorting out. So she takes it to an AT&T store and she goes, my daughter bought this for me. Again, she thinks I'm the scammer. Bought this for me for Christmas and it's not working. They said, ma'am, this phone has been stolen. So she calls me. She goes, my phone's been stolen. I'm calling my dad's phone. She goes, my phone's been stolen. I go, what? She goes, where'd you buy this? I said, off Amazon. I buy everything off Amazon. So yeah, you guys just got to be wary of these scammers out there. The iPhone's off Amazon. Lesson to be learned.
My serum's from Amazon.
Probably stolen. It's probably stolen. Yep. It's probably a real hacker. And no, I'm kidding. Not Amazon. Amazon's not the problem. These hackers and scammers are the problem. So watch out for gift cards. I'm telling you, I'm not alone in this. Okay. This might be a Larry David-ism.
Yeah.
We got a real epidemic going on out here. People trying to scam and, steal things. So just be careful.
Hey, I'm really into gua sha lately. Do we think gua sha is a scam? Do we think it really gives you a lift? And how long is that lift lasting? Yeah, you do. You want to talk about all those TikTokers, the thing that goes here, the lymphatic drainage? I've been doing it a lot.
It's not working.
I've been doing it. How long do we think it lasts? Like as long as it gets me through the game.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think any of that shit works. Yeah. I think it works for about 5 minutes. And then they're like, oh, look at the lift that you got. That lift, please. I've tried those strings in my face. I've tried all this stuff. It works for about 5 minutes and then we're drooping again. Okay. So again, if you have a remedy out there that actually works longer than 5 minutes, I'm all in. But yeah, exactly. Erin's doing the swipe up. No. I'm telling you, sometimes the best my skin ever looks is when I don't do shit to it. And I just put on a good... Sometimes less is more. A really good moisturizer, wash your face, but I don't know. But then again, next week I'll probably be like, I just came from my facialist and now I'm using all this stuff.
I got a real planet happening under here and it's been here for like a week. So I'm taking my little antibiotic, putting my antibiotic cream on it, really hoping it doesn't emerge the solar system. I have a
scar over here from that one from last week and from that one right here. Everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine.
So good.
All right, guys. See you next week.
All right.
Go Mariners.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.